Welcome back to the channel. And Zwift have announced the Zwift Grand Prix. It's back for 23-24. The Zwift Grand Prix, of course, evolving from the Zwift Premier Division. Last year, we saw the first iteration of the Zwift Grand Prix. And it was a fantastic season with 10 men's and 10 women's team battling it out amongst different races and events for that top spot. This time around, we've got 16 men's and 16 women's taking part in the Zwift Grand Prix. It's going to start on October the 18th, running straight through until mid-January. This time around, they've got a combination of specific Zwift Grand Prix events, including races like the Points Hunter, but thankfully also they've included some of the events from the Zwift Racing League. So us, the community riders, also will see the top elite riders race the Zwift Grand Prix on the same courses in the same format before we go and race those events. All right, so as I've mentioned, there are even more teams taking part this time as well. 10 teams last time, or 10 men's and 10 women's last time. This time we've got 16 men's and 16 women's teams taking part. So of course that means we've got some new teams joining the elite this time around for the Zwift Grand Prix. So even more teams, but also there's even more money. And it's a winner takes all strategy this time, with the top men's team taking $10,000 and the top women's team also taking $10,000. In total, the prize purse is $100,000. So it's fantastic to see Zwift continuing to invest in cycling esports in the Zwift Grand Prix. Today we're going to dive into the 32 teams. Who are they? Have they been involved in before? Who are the riders? Who should we look out for? We're also going to take a look at the courses and the events that are going to be taking part this time around in the Zwift Grand Prix. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Why not leave your comments down below as well? The engagement really helps the channel out a ton. Which team do you think is going to win the Zwift Grand Prix? Which events are you most looking forward to this time? There's going to be some exciting events. There's going to be some long events, including Alpe de Zwift this time round, and then PRL Half, an epic 70-kilometer points race. So there's going to be a lot of strategy playing out this time around in the Zwift Grand Prix. Let's dive in, take a closer look. All right, first of all, let's not mess around. Let's look at the women's teams that has been selected this time around. Aeonian, one of the most successful teams that we have seen in cycling esports. They're there, team number one, ready to go. We've then got Abus Synergy, a new team on the ladies' side, but of course this stems out of Abus Lacol, who actually were Abus Lacol last time around on the men's side. That's Abus Synergy. They will be sponsored, of course, by my brand, Level Velo. It's important to mention that in there. Beast Mode, powered by Rose, they're back. BL13, powered by Level Velo, another new team this time around. We've seen them a lot on the men's side. This year also, I've seen the women's team being very successful in the Zwift Racing League. Coalition Alpha back again. Hexagon, another new team. They're Team 6. Movie Star E-Team, again, a team that we used to see in the top flight of cycling esports event. And this is it, the next esports powered by Ensured. They're not new on the men's side, but they are new on the women's side. That team is going to be led by Liz Van Houwen, of course, a former #1 Zwift Power ranked female rider. Then we've got Racing Without Borders. That's Primo RWB Esports Femmes. They get their first time of asking in the Zwift Grand Prix. It's great to see such an active community team in the Zwift Grand Prix. This time, again, the Rocker Corba Collective, they are back for season 23-24. Saris Snowpins, they're also back for 23-24. Team Castelli, powered by Elite. We've seen them on the men's side. This time we're going to see what their women's teams can do. Very experienced team with team number 13. That's the team Swedish Zwifters. Toyota Elite E-Cycling are back again. Wahoo Lacol, a team we know well, and again they've been ever present in the Zwift Grand Prix in the Zwift Premier Division. And then of course, last but not least, is Virginia's Blue Ridge 2024, the team of course of the Kristen Kolczynski engine, who's been very active riding outdoors this time around. In fact, we've just done an interview with Kristen Kolczynski over on the Virtual Velo podcast. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Go and take a listen on your next training ride. All right, let's jump over, look at the men's team. Abus Synergy, they are here. Beast Mode, powered by Rose. BL13 men's team, great to see. They get a selection. Again, very strategic, knowledgeable team. Coalition Alpha, led by Lionel Vuyasan, making up team number 4. Deepak Elite, new to the Zwift Grand Prix. The French team, Fodra Punchers Coalition, they also make the top selection of elite teams. Hexagon are there. Movie Star E-Team, the team of Jimmy Kershaw, are also there. Next, esports powered by Ensured. Of course, I'm sure they will be chasing for one of the top 2 spots or the top 3 spots on the podium. No doubt going for gold this time around. Prix Racing Without Borders Esports. Again, a new team. We saw them on the ladies' side. We're going to see them on the ladies' team. Team 11 Restart powered by Alex Coe. Alex Coe, of course, no doubt will be making sure those riders are ready and firing, ready to go. A well-known coach in the community, my coach in the community as well, should I say. And then look at this, Team 12, Saris No Pins, the return of Saris No Pins. And I know those guys are going to be pushing the watts, chasing those sprints. And if anyone knows the platform, it's the team from Saris No Pins. Team Castelli, powered by Elite, back in the fray as well. And again, Team Swedish Swifters, they know how to finesse and ride this platform. Toyota Elite E-Cycling, and then, of course, Wahoo LeCol, that final team making up the top 16 teams for the men's. Let's dive straight in and have a look at what the season looks like this time around for the Zwift Grand Prix. All right, so the season overview, we've got 7 rounds starting on Thursday, the 19th of October, running through to Thursday, the 18th. On some of these events, we're going to have men's and women's on the same evening. Some of them will just have the men and just have the women. The middle rounds are going to replicate what we see in the Zwift Racing League as well, which I think is fantastic. So round 1, men's and women's, are going to take place on Thursday the 19th. This is the Points Hunter. This is in Richmond, and we're going to be on the UCI reverse course, I believe there. Round 2, this is also men's and women's taking place on the same point. This is the mountain points race. This is going to take place on Alpe de Zwift with intermediate points as you go up the climb. The catch here, though, is if you're more than 5 minutes behind the number 1 finishing rider, you're going to be eliminated. So if you go out early to chase those early points, yet you do not finish within that 5 minutes of that first rider, then points are gone and you're out of there. Round 3, the men's is going to be a scratch race, and again, this will replicate what we cover in the Zwift Racing League. The women's this time are going to take on the points race, again, replicating what we do in the Zwift Racing League. Race 4, men's, this will be the team time trial, replicating the Zwift Racing League. The women's will be racing their first scratch race, and again, replicating what we see in the Zwift Racing League. We then move on to round 5. The men on Thursday, the 7th of December, are going to take on their first points race of the Zwift Grand Prix. Again, replicating what we see in the Zwift Racing League. The women's races for round 5, this will take place on the 14th of December, and this will be their team time trial. So again, looking at the strategy, the timing, the finesse that it takes to ride the perfect team time trial. This isn't just about the 6 riders on the road, but it's also about having a quality DS in your ear through these events as well. We then move on to round 6, and again, the men's race and the women's race taking on the epic points race, and this is the one that's going to take on PRL Half, a 69-kilometer points race around London, taking in 4 ascents of Box Hill, chasing the points on each ascent of Box Hill, and then having to contest the finishing sprint in London. Finally, for round 7, we're back onto the points hunt, and men's and women's events are going to take place on the same evening, that being Thursday, the 18th of January. So that's it. That is the Zwift Grand Prix 23-24. Great to see some of the new teams in there, and I think the format makes it really exciting. It's great to see that split and involvement with the Zwift Racing League back as we used to see in the Premier Division days as well. I think there's going to be some long nights, but I think there's going to be some very edge of your seat racing amongst the men's and the women's team, and I hope it's going to be really tight by the time we come to those final few races. Great to see the progress of cycling esports. Great to see Zwift upping the prize money in the investment in the cycling esports with the Zwift Grand Prix this time around. I think it's going to make some very exciting viewing. Which races, which events are you looking forward to? Which team are you rooting for? Leave a comment down in the description below. I certainly am going to be sat in front of the television watching these events over the next few months over the winter. Don't forget, as always, please like and subscribe. Leave your comments below. What team are you going to be supporting? Which events are you looking forward to? Are you happy to see this combination of Zwift Grand Prix crossing over with the Zwift Racing League races at the same time? Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.